today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Zach Wilson and the New York Jets taking on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
It's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river and we are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
And what was really attractive about Zach Wilson coming out of college, coming out of BYU, his ability to create and make plays when many people thought they didn't exist. But what's been even better is watch him improve in the pocket, able to hit the back foot, make the right read, and the right throws.
Here's Wilson to throw right away. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall, to about the 40-yard line. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And they're going to get this up to midfield. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Play action. It's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. Down right around the 25. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Wilson. And Davis with it left side. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 16. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Hall again on 2nd down. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
So on comes a field goal unit for the Jets. Here's Nick Folk from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Folk's kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. In motion left goes a tight end. Tua now on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Mostert will score. Touchdown, Miami. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere, but they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback, and indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him, really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. They'll run with Hall. That right there, good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Here's Wilson to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The New York set to take the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now Hall to start the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Hall again on second down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So certainly a defensive mistake here in the first quarter, getting hit with a roughing the passer call.
And that hurts not just because of the yardage you gave up and give them a fresh set of downs, but that brought the home crowd into this one. And when you go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd, not energize them.
They go play action now. Wilson. Getting the football to Davis on an out route. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Straight ahead is Hall. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, a 14-3 ball game. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. Miami set to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Tua now on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, 48 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. New York set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not have the balls go through goalposts.
Second down at 4. Give to Hall running right. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. That result, really no surprise. That's what we're coming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Does this bring back a few memories? Maybe the '85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those types of teams.
And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his.
He's got it at the 15, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. 71 yards. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Completes it to Davis. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. But
this is fucking bullshit.
frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way.
Hall has it knocked loose, and the Dolphins have got it. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
17. Black one.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, this offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 with a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find...
And it'll be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to get the football. Here as the ball will come out to the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Now it's Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And you figure this should be a healthy, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play there for Miami, and even 50 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. A run with Mostert up the middle.
46 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Go now. Yellow, 22.
57 the line. 57 the line. How you get on the heading?
Let's go. Let's go.
Wilson fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all. Down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch the run. Watch the run. 57 the line. Watch the
Opposite. Green. Ready, go.
Again, Wilson, and he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Jeff Wilson, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Dolphins extend their lead yet again. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The New York set to take the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Wilson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are...
A leap, and he's got it! He got it! And he will be taken down, but it is a huge play there to flip field position. And they'll be on the other side of the field as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Okay, right? Ultra. Go ultra.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
From the 17, Tua steps away to his left. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
partner. I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll run right side with Mostert. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts.
You got your ass fucking just thrown away. Look at you. You fucking piece of shit. Gesicki.
As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Ready. 52 blue.
Meeting the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Only needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's... And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jeff Wilson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Another first. Down there as this one goes for 25. Here's Wilson. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Throwing again here, Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They got to get to the 23 here on third. Now Wilson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Derek Brown in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And now Nick Folk, his career long, 56 yards. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and they will remain well behind.
And now two problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And the Patriots have the lead in the final stages before halftime. Tom Brady, sharp as ever. He's got 2 touchdown passes. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Kyler Murray throwing the football well. He has 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen, very solid in the win, as his guys figure to be a team to be reckoned with. They now move to 11-3. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started from the 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense. But this one, a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
They'll run straight ahead with Wilson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. Davis Price will try to pick it up, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Ty Davis Price with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Ty Davis Price. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run it with Hall off the option. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now it's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Wilson. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play. Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw is Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now. The way
he's got a man complete, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Dolphins are pouring it on. Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
The throw over the middle, taken in. That'll give him 8 that time. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. That's a screen play here for Carter. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That's taken on the 25. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago, they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about...
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. It's a big play there for Miami. 54 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 67 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another 1st down run right there.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now they'll hand it off to Wilson, and he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
They'll try and run with Wilson. And he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Alec Ingold punching it in from a yard away. And the Dolphins get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And New York set to take the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Throw right side complete to Carter. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Yellow, 43.
Check three. 36.
Davis Price on 1st and 10. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A give. This is Wilson. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Second down. Here's Davis Price. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Mostert will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. The first play in the drive there is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carter. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I know it was a gain, But you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys, because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Back to throw. Reynolds. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is taken in at the 5. It's a big play there for Miami. 53 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were... their breath, but nowadays they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Here's Mostert, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
This taken in at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Jets set to take the field. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, and he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this is going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
6-yard return after a punt of 48. So now here come the Dolphins. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Give to Davis Price up the middle here. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Like 10. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
They'll run with Wilson. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. 135 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
A pretty good looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run. Here's Wilson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Another carry for Wilson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll run with Davis Price, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Derek Brown picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays. And
they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into the season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense for the Jets ready to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something. And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
So out now come the Jets.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Caught right side, Davis. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
3rd and long, it's Wilson.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Dolphins, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.